On. Hello. Excited to be back on this thing. Is this thing on? May was a crazy month. May was a crazy ass month. I had a lot of great clients do a lot of releases, like in this past week alone. Reggie Becton just released his summer anthem Die Young on Friday. That's crazy that this keeps turning white. That's actually weird. Is it like, does it think it's green screen? That's weird. But yeah, so Reggie Becton just released his song Die Young this past Friday. My client Chrysanthemum just released her debut single this past when was the 27th? That was Tuesday. So she released that on Tuesday. And then one of my mentorship clients who has been with me for almost a year just released her debut EP as well. So a lot of releases going on. I want to talk to you guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what your role in the industry is. Are you an artist? Are you a manager? Are you an executive? Do you run an indie label? Let me know what's going on and let's get people in here. Share this with someone who needs to see it. Like this if you like this. And let's get it on and poppin'. Let's go. Because if you've ever felt stuck in your music career, that's what we're talking about. Sorry, I'm trying to get my angles together. I'm trying to see what looks best for me. I think I like that the best because then I can see your comments. I'm not looking up all of that good stuff. But what's going on? You're from London. What's up? Shalini Rani from London. I'm so sorry, Modest Queen. I'm so sorry if I just butchered your name. I'll be trying. With a name spelt like mine, the least I can do is pronounce other people's names correctly. So this live stream is if you've ever been stuck in your music career, that's who I am talking to. That is who I am looking for. Who are the people who have been stuck in their music career? But it's, the number one thing and the number one reason that most people stall, it's never a lack of talent. It's usually a lack of strategy, right? Like someone here was saying, I want to work in music marketing. What even made you decide that you wanted to work in music marketing? If you don't know anything about music marketing, if you don't know what it takes, what even makes you think that you want to do it? So everything takes research. Everything takes, oh, okay. Listen, Crown said, I work in marketing, just not music marketing. I want to know how to get my foot in the door. Well, that's a great way to get your foot in the door. If you work in marketing, then you understand what marketing is. You understand that it is learning human behavior. It is discovering where people are, you know what I'm saying? Like it's discovering where people are finding the music and you are constantly creating strategies to assist them in that. But let's get into what I want to talk about today, because what I want to talk about is if you've felt stuck in your career, drop a target in the chat, because that is what we are getting into. I want to know where you're tuning in from. I want to know what your role in the industry is. And I want to talk about how to get you unstuck. Because like I said, most people, the number one reason why people stall, it's never a lack of talent. It's usually a lack of strategy. So when some of my clients that I'm working with now, like a great example is Reggie Becton. He streams in over 100,000. He gets over 100,000 listeners a month. He has some of his songs just hit like 12 million streams on one song alone. And yes, Destiny, I'm back at my normal time. Maybe I should just go live at 9 a.m. again. But it's because my son has started going to school earlier, so I'm able to get back into my normal routine and schedule. But when Reggie Becton first came, he had a vision for his album. I listened to the album, the single that he just released on Friday. I listened to that, I think like last October. Like he has had this music for a while, but a huge battle that a lot of people struggle with is really like the execution. They have the talent, they have a vision, but they have no structure. They don't know how to get it done. They don't know how to roll out. Even Destiny, she was one of my clients. She hasn't released music yet, but she was like, I want to build a following. We had one session together, and after that one session, Destiny went in, and by the next day, she had a video with over 1 million views. I can't take credit for that. I can't be Destiny for Destiny. Only Destiny can be herself, right? But like because of us being able, because she was able to have a one-on-one mentorship session with me, and we were able to connect on where her areas of opportunity were and what she could do to get over that, I was able to coach her and develop her, and that gave her the confidence to show up online, and that contributed to her getting multiple videos with millions of views, just being herself and building a community. That is what she is doing. So right now she has the community, and she's in the process of converting them into supporters and anticipators of her music, right? So if you're nodding your head like, that's me, like I need some help, type mentor in the chat. You can also DM me right now while you're watching. This is your moment, because like Max said, we have $100 off of our one-on-one mentorship sessions. That's why I had to jump on here. I had to jump on here and say what's up. OTNB, guys, is there an emo trap artist in here? Let them know. Miracle Breath as a mentor. Let's go. What is up, you guys? Yes, everyone who is saying mentor Max, please make a note of it so that we can reach out to them and give them the next steps. If you want to book a session with me, you can run to the link in my bio. You can click book a session, and you can use the code insiders100 to get $100 off of a one-on-one mentorship session with me. So what mentorship actually does, mentorship at no conformity, it's like strategic and it's actionable. So what you walk away with after 1 hour with me, it's going to be a customized game plan. One session, it's typically $300 a session. So giving $100 off means it'll be $200. It's a 1 hour session. You're also going to get the AI call notes from that session and the call recording. Because I don't know about y'all, but as soon as a call ends, I forget everything I just said. And it's not on purpose, it's not intentional, but I will for sure forget everything that I just fucking said, because I don't know, that's just how my mind works. So having the notes, having the call, like that's really for me to look back on. It's gonna get done anyways, but I give it to you guys as a part of, what you are paying for. So OTNB, coming into my live stream spamming that you're trying to sell music, that is not the way that you sell music. So I posted this on Twitter last week and it went crazy. It hit a nerve, but dropping music without a plan isn't building momentum. Just dropping songs, just spamming, doing whatever you can. It is desperate and it feels desperate, but it's because you don't know anything else to do. So if you want a real strategy on how to market your music, how to promote your music, if you are interested in music marketing, this is for you. Every time you release without giving fans context or a connection, you're just resetting their memory. Like, what kind of music do they make? Do they have an album coming out? Do they have an EP coming out? You have to be clear, concise, and consistent. That is the only way that you will make a dent in this oversaturated music industry, where there are a bunch of artists who now have a bunch of access to distribution. In the past, nobody had access to distribution like that. So the music industry wasn't oversaturated. Come on, you better make it rain, Takira. I know that's right. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. Oh, we had $1.87 in gifts. Come on, 500 diamonds. I appreciate that. But this is the thing. Momentum is built through strategy. It's not through speed. So if you have singles and you're releasing a single every week, I don't even have time to discover your single before you're on to the next one. You also don't even have time to properly promote your single because you're so on to the next. All you're doing is, you know what I'm saying? So what numbers are major labels looking for to consider signing? Major labels, they don't know what they are looking for, to be honest. They can sign artists with low numbers. But they might not have time to develop them. So what major labels are looking for are for artists who know themselves, artists who are branded, artists who are able to build a connection with their team, and not with their team, but build a connection with the community that they make music for. That is like a real big thing. So you think that you're building, but you're actually starting over every single time that you are posting a new song. So what I would suggest is have a collection of music And if you are trying to boost your discovery, I would release a song every 6 to 8 weeks. That gives you time to gather the assets that you need. That gives you time to do a full pre-release campaign where you are teasing the song and you are building anticipation. That also gives you time to test out different types of content. Woo! Sorry, that was a really cute gift. But that also gives you time to test out different types of content to see what gives you the goals that you have. Because if you are trying to be discovered, if you are trying to grow a community of people who love your music, even if you're a major artist, like even if you're a signed artist, you still have to build community. You still have to build connection. You still have to remind us, because social media has a bunch of people saying new music, buy my music, out now, new music, new music. And it just feels like clutter. It just feels like noise. It just feels like, ugh. It's like, ugh, I don't want that. But if we can build connection to you, if we are able to actually know why you made this song, if we know why you're an artist, if you're taking us on the artist journey, if you're being transparent about the struggles that you have, whether it is balancing your time so that you can actually create content, whether it is you putting a plan together to release your music, having a pre-release strategy, having a launch week strategy, having a post-release strategy, and then thinking about what is the next song that I am going to release, and do I have my ducks in the row to release my next song, right? It's not just about having the music done. You need to have the cover art. You need to have the narrative for that song, all of that kind of stuff. Takira, thank you so much for the gifts, Pooks. We had $2.34. I appreciate you, lovely. Over 635 diamonds. Let's go. Takira really be holding it down. Holding it down. Holding it down. Holding it down. I love you for that. Thank you for following me, Indigo NRG. I be trying to say y'all names, but y'all, the names don't be names sometimes. But your manager is not going to tell you this, but I will. Dropping songs with no plan, it's not building momentum. It's just burning bridges with the fans that you could be keeping. So you are conditioning your audience to forget you as fast as they appeared. There's no buildup, there's no context, and there's no connection. You don't need to be constant. Like, your drops don't need to be constantly dropping. They need to be intentional. Where is the strategy? Where is the storytelling? Where is the reason that someone is going to care beyond the song, right? If we look at artists that have they're not sure about their branding versus artists with super clear branding, I think what really makes them stand out is consistency and like their appearance. If you seem super polished and untouchable, we can't connect to you. And so we have seen that even if you look at the difference between Chloe and Halle Bailey, right? Halle Bailey, she can't help but be open. Her business is in the streets because she has a baby with a streamer or a rapper. I don't know what that man is, but she has her business has to be in the streets, right? And so we're feeling for her. We have a connection for her. So when she's not releasing music all the time, we know what she's doing. She is being a Disney princess. She is taking care of her baby, but she also still does covers. She got her start on YouTube. That is how she got discovered, was by creating music with her sister on YouTube. If Halle Bailey is not too big to do covers of songs to keep her relevant and to keep her consistent and to keep her in our mind's eye and vision, you're not too big to do covers of songs, right? Versus Chloe, where it's like, what you got going on? Like, we don't even know what she got going on. All of a sudden she popping up with Burner Boy. She be doing live streams randomly with her sister, but it's like, we have no connection to her. We have no connection to the story in her music. We just have no connection. So it's like, we want to root for her. I want to root for Chloe. I want to root for Halle. I feel like they broke up prematurely. I feel like right when they started to cross over into mainstream as a dual act, Halle got the offer to be in Little Mermaid. And so Chloe, she wasn't going to pause her career. So she had no choice but to be independent. And at the beginning, we loved it. We were seeing a different side of Chloe that we had never seen before because she was able to go into this femme fatale, I got booty, I got ass, I got dreads, and you love it. And we did. And we did love it. And we did love that. We loved that for her. But that is not you know what I'm saying? That only lasts so far. That got our attention because music is the hook, but your brand is what reels them in. There was no brand. There was no brand, there was no story, there was no connection. We didn't have anything to root for. Some of her debut singles, which I feel like did the best, are the ones that weren't even on her like debut album. So it's like when there's no plan, fans don't know what to do. You can't just release an album and say, I want the fans to identify the singles. No, because you need to have the visuals, you need to have the content, you need to have the message, and you need to guide and direct them towards which song you want them to support, right? Even you as an independent artist, if you're unsigned, I know a lot of you guys, your goal is like, I just want to get the attention of a label. I just want support because you just want help. And I know that, baby. I know that. But labels are not going to help you if you don't know yourself. You're not building a brand. You're just checking boxes. You're just releasing music. And even if you are able to cultivate a fan base, if they are looking, like all labels know how to do is look at numbers. But you can show them more. You can show them the performances you are able to put together. You can show them the live acoustic performances you can do in your room if you're not able to book shows. All of that good stuff. So it's not just about the numbers. And if that's all that they care about, maybe they're not for you. Keep growing, keep growing, keep glowing. And the numbers, they do come, right? Because you could have high streaming numbers, you could have low social numbers. If you have low social numbers but high streaming numbers, brands and labels are still hesitant because they're like, yeah, the music connects, but they don't have any connection to their community. You know what I'm saying? So, never sign with a label. Dom dada. No, I mean, that's the thing is that there's indie labels that are going to work hard for you because the owners are still in there. The owners still care about it. I think major labels, we don't know who the owners are. We don't, it's like stockholders are the owners, right? They have no connection to the audience or to their artists. They're not as connected as opposed to indie labels, which are more connected, which may be able to open doors for you, which still have the owners in the building. Look at LVRN, look at, other labels where it's like we see these people still in the building, still caring about that. Look at TDE, look at Punch, look at, Top. They are still very much involved. And that's why a lot of their artists are doing well, is because artists need that personal attention. They need, if you are going to be signed, you can be signed to a joint venture with a major label, right? I'm not saying that you should never be signed. I was offered by UMG for my catalog and I said, no, thank you. Yeah, I mean, there are some artists out here who are struggling where it makes sense, where it's like they're going to sell their catalog. Like, for me, I'm like, what, Katy Perry, why did you sell your catalog if you were going to still release music? That sounds crazy. But, But different strokes for different folks. If you are still growing, don't sell your catalog. If you sell your catalog, all the money that you could have made off of sync and off of licensing is now going to go to these people who own it, right? So that's why having a deal, it has to be mutually beneficial. Are you going to do the marketing to have any type of ownership over my masters? Okay, then you're only going to have points on my masters for a certain amount of time. If you are not marketing this song and doing work to get a return, then you're not going to have infinite points on my master for the rest of my life. That's just what we're not going to do. So, but getting back to it, because I was talking about how you guys drop songs with no plan and how you're not building momentum, you're just burning bridges. Fans can feel it, right? They crave consistency, not chaos. They want a story, not just a SoundCloud link. That's why going on to random people's lives, begging for them to play your songs, begging for the people to buy your music, it is not there. Why? Why would I do that? Not in this economy. In 2025, there needs to be a reason. I have to have a connection. We got to be locked in. So what should you do instead? If you're wondering, okay, then how should I be releasing music? What you should do is you should map the rollout. You should build anticipation. You should create content that makes people invest. And you should give people a reason to come back. Those are going to be the things that you want to do. Because of you, I'm starting a 90 viral push campaign with my artists. Let's go, Pink Hair Producer. I'm so proud of you. What? I'm so happy to hear that. If you ever want to have a one-on-one session with me to talk about your 90-day push, let me know. Right now I'm closing out Mentorship May, and I'm giving everyone $100 off of my one-on-one mentorship sessions. You just have to use the code Insiders100. What's up, Meline Kale? Gang, what is up? Yes, Pink Hair Producer, please, if you have been on the fence, book a session with me. I would love to connect with you, talk about what you're doing with your artist and how we can help your artist grow. I love it, y'all. I love rollouts. I love strategy. I love helping people. Like, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. That is why I have this job. I cannot believe that I have not had a 9-to-5 for over 4 years. 2021, 2 weeks before my son's first birthday. And that was the push that I need to start my own company and never fucking look back. I am an artist development consultant. So I provide artist development through branding and marketing solutions. I also really just help music artists get more consistent on social. I help them brand themselves. I help them find their community. And then I help them, just like I said, be more consistent. So I work with artists independently. I work with artists if they have a management team. I work with signed artists. I work with unsigned artists, because everyone needs someone who is going to be able to pay attention to them and make it make sense. And so I'm really good at that. I'm really good at doing that. Real growth, it really just happens though when you stop just releasing music and you start presenting it. So if you're tired of throwing songs into the void, like I said, I teach artists how to build real brand power and audience connection before the drop ever happens. So if you are looking to do that, hit me up to know more. Hit us up. We don't know. We never knew it was always gate kept. Oh, you guys don't know that you should be building anticipation for your music before you release it? Was it always gate kept? Dang, that's so crazy. Because I feel like, but I don't know what you guys don't know, right? My frame of reference when it comes to music and everything, I literally was plucked out of television production, thrown into corporate artist management. So I learned from like a legacy artist when I was with Wiz Khalifa. Then I went to like an emerging artist. Doja Cat at the time was an emerging artist, and we crossed her over into mainstream. But even then, she had built her own community, and all of the creative direction for music videos, ideas for cover art, stuff like that. It came from her frame of reference. Like, you cannot just I just want to do the music and then I'm gonna get signed and then everybody's gonna come to me with ideas and da-da-da. No, the best, the Victoria Monets, the Janelle Monets, the Tyler, the Creators, the best creative people, Doechii, those people come to their partners with plans and say, this is the music that I'm releasing, this is how I want to release it, and this is what I plan to do. So when someone is dropping their first project or single, how much time do you use to build up? So I usually do a month. I will do a rebranding campaign. So what we do in a rebranding campaign is we are going to drop a month's worth of content just to test and see what works, what gets us the results that we are looking for. If we are looking to drive discovery, if we are looking to create engagement, if we are looking to build connection, we should be posting content with those goals, with that intention, and then we should be tracking the performance of that content. So give yourself a month to rebrand, tell your story, introduce yourself to your audience, bring them in on what your music journey has been so far. Everybody is on a different place in their music journey. So if this is your first single, what has gone into your first single? How much time did you spend in the studio? How much time did you spend writing this? Did you get someone to mix and master? Did you teach yourself how to produce and mix and master and do all of that yourself? So that is the kind of stuff that you should be dropping if it is your first project or single. And that's what I would do to build up anticipation. At the end of the day, the more that it's never going to be I'm going to get 10,000 followers and then I'll drop. You can't predict that. We can't predict human behavior. So just have a plan, stick to the plan, and make adjustments as you go, right? But I would not drop my first single unless I had 5 to 7 songs that are ready to go. They don't have to be mixed and mastered because I understand that that's expensive, but you are proud of these songs and you want to release them. They have something to do with each other. Even if the music sounds different, is the messaging the same? Was it all about a certain breakup that you had? Was it about a certain life moment that you had? Was it like, do they have something to do with each other where it's a cohesive story where we can, build up and grow? So, it's not about being gate kept. You can observe and learn. You can. Artists need a creative rollout, definitely. But that's the thing, is that artists don't know what to do, but they also don't know themselves, because for a long time, artists have just been people pleasers. They were just interested in getting the attention of labels and getting signed because they thought that the labels were going to save them. And I think now artists are finally starting to learn that being signed by a record label is not everything that it, used to be, because they can't gatekeep anymore. They're not the gatekeepers of distribution. They are not the gatekeepers of radio play. They are, we don't have TRL or MTV where we need to do performances to premiere our music videos, but they used to be the gatekeepers of that. Think about it. Back in the day, where we discovered music, it was simple. We discovered it on TRL, MTV. We discovered it on the radio. Now, it could be anywhere. It can be on social media. It could be this, it could be that, it could be performance. It could be, so it's like, oh my gosh, so they kind of lost their control. But it's not to say that they're not great partners still. It's just that the music industry is changing IRL in real time. We're seeing it. So they don't know what works anymore because technology advanced quicker than they could catch up. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, run to the link in my bio. Let me show you what it look like. Let me show you. So run to the link in my bio. You can book your mentorship session. Click this button, book your mentorship session. I have a manager, but sometimes we bump into creative differences. That'll happen because sometimes the manager is thinking about the business and you're thinking about the creative. But also, if you have a creative vision but you don't know how to execute it, the manager could be telling you what realistic things are. How do we come to a solution? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to meet in the middle. If you have a plan of execution to make your creative vision come true, then you should be leading your manager and like, this is what I need you to do to support me, right? Like, I am the creative, like this is my career, this is my brand, and this is my name at the end of the day. So creative things come from me. I am the leader, I am the visionary. You are my partner, you are my strategist. You are here to help me execute on the vision that I have. Yes, we are business partners, but let's get very clear about our roles in the business. So that's how you can do that one. I just got here. I just built my company. I just got my business off the ground where I am profiting consistently 8 to 10,000. 10,000 is the goal. I'll be so close to $10,000 a month. I'm like, oh, so close, so close. I'll be getting like 8,500, 9,000 and some change. Never 10K. But that is definitely my goal. But listen, this time last year I was making $1,000. So, amen to going up. But if you're not sure if you're ready for premium services, that is what mentorship is for. My premium services, our client list is open. We are now, we are going to have some turnover in July. So if you are interested, then book a discovery call and we can talk about the premium services. If you already have a clear brand and a project that you want to scale, like I said, we're onboarding 3 more premium clients in June before we close enrollment. So definitely get in. Our summer waitlist is officially open. This is your window. So 3 premium spots left. 3 premium spots left. If you want to get in there. But yeah, guys, I have 4 minutes. So just some FAQs. I'm on the wait list already. Wait, are you on the wait list for Inner Circle? Because the Inner Circle is something different. Inner Circle Insiders, it is a paid membership website where we have weekly trainings and webinars. But my premium services are $1,000 a month. They're $1,000 a month, and that is for people who have a clear brand, or maybe they want to get clear on their brand, but they have music and they have a project. If you've been doing music for 10 years, if you've been releasing music for 5 years and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I don't know how to scale, then that's what my premium services are for. My premium services are for people who are ready to scale, not people who, I mean, even if you've never released music, I also have an accelerated artist program where I helped someone, she had built a following in a different career, and I helped her launch new socials that are all about her music, and I helped her release her very first single. She came to me, she said, I have a notebook full of songs, I have some beats from BeatStars, and I want to make an album in a month. I said, baby. I'm laughing about it now because that sounds wild to say I got some beats from YouTube, I got some songs in my notebook, I'm gonna get in the studio and I'm gonna have this album done in a month is wild. It's crazy. But that shows that you have never made music before, because music is a process. Music is a developmental process. It is a spiritual process. And if you are a real creative, and if you are not just someone who wants to be famous or someone who just wants money, but if you are a real creative, when you jump in that booth, you're like, oh shit, I need visual direction. I need to learn how to do ad libs. I need to learn how to give this song more flavor, more feel, like all of that, right? So I respect the dedication as well. That's why she was one of my clients, and that's why I just helped her launch her debut single. So definitely check out Chrysanthemum. A discovery call, that is a $50 30-minute call. If you're just like, baby, I don't know what I need from you, I don't know what is better, right? So you come on, you tell me what you're struggling with, and I can talk to you about the services that we provide, and we can, guide you into the right direction to discover what's for you. It's really based off of what are you trying to do and what is your budget. So we knocked out 200 tracks in 3 months. That sounds like you need to take a shower. That sounds like you never slept, you never rested, you never showered. That sounds like a manic ADHD and depression. We're in the studio, we have to make it. But I respect the dedication. I respect the dedication, don't I? I respect it. That sounds wild though. That sounds so crazy. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible, but Lord Jesus, don't daughter. Okay, you guys, I've got to go. So our summer waitlist is officially open. If you're still trying to figure out your brand, perfect. That's what we tackle in mentorship. If you don't have, new music out, strategy doesn't start when you release. It starts now. And is mentorship only for artists? No. Some of my best mentorship calls have been with managers and have been with startup label founders who just need a clear execution plan. Okay. So here is your fork in the road moment. You can keep DIYing it, or you can take one session and collapse your learning curve by 6 months by learning from someone who has professional release experience and professional artist experience. That's the difference. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. But that's it, you guys. I'm so sorry. I have to jump off the call. I don't even know why I asked you guys to drop questions in the chat. Sorry. I have an outline for these live streams and they be telling me how to wrap it the fuck up. But I gotta go. Thank you all. Have a blessed day. And until next time, bye.